real quick. Let's see, hotel. People want to talk to me, you know. I've had Vanini and Geppetto. Oh goodness. I've had Vanini and Geppetto all up in my DMs, you know. Vanini's been doing his Bruce Wayne shtick, and Geppetto's been doing his creepy uncle shtick. You know, there's no telling what he did to our character while we were not conscious during all that time. Heck, even the reason he made us was just to carry an organ. It's a little gross. It'd be nice if YouTube would let me bring the chat up. You guys can't see on my end, but I'm still waiting for the chat to come up on my stream. I know I'm live. Let me check my audio. Alright, cool. And boy, oh boy, I'm so stoked because hockey's back. Welcome in, YouTube account. There we go. Thank you. Let's see. How you doing, Mr. YouTube account? Goodness gracious, that took forever for the stream to pop up. Here, 1 second. There we go. Now I can put my message in there. Pin that shit. Let's go talk to these fuckers who've been blowing up my DMs via Ergo and all that. Via Stargazer. Oh, this is the other puppet. What is his name? He's one of the ones that's like starts with a P. But he's not us. He's not Pinocchio. I just realized that all of the puppets here start with a P. But how you doing, YouTube account? It's good to see you again. Your first one here, which is rare and lovely. We're only 2 subscribers away from doing an 800 subscriber special. I was at 799 earlier today, and then while I was checking, someone unsubscribed. Excuse me. Yeah, dude, we're on a roll. We did a 100 subscriber special last month. Imagine if this becomes a monthly thing. It was like an annual thing last year.
The puppets appear lost. To think one can have so much I fear
I
must call upon you again, my friend.
I need to change my hair.
Always welcome.
I don't like the white hair. Okay, yeah. The flame grindstone is what we want for the rest of the game. No more puppet bosses. Oh, I'm sure you do. Oh, she doesn't have any missions for me? You know, I don't know if this baton head is good. I kind of want to put it on something. Not the regular baton, like shaft, but a long shaft. A long, meaty, beefy shaft with a lot of girth to it, you know. Probably exploding pickaxe handle. I don't know. That I think now that I think of it, that one has a very vertical swinging moveset. I want more horizontal or thrusty. It's the way I swing it. Alright, let's see here. YouTube account says he'll probably pop back in the stream if I'm streaming for a bit. Just wanted to say hi and like the stream. Thanks, YouTube account. It means a lot to me. Enjoy your day, and hopefully you'll be back to tell me about it. I should be live for a little bit. Usually I get pretty sucked into these games. Welcome in, Cleasy. Good to see you, buddy. Here, let me check. I was trying to do a full humanity run. Fortunately, the nose hasn't started, or not full humanity, full puppet run. No humanity. The nose isn't growing, which is a good sign.
Rosa Isabel Street, do you? Ask me about areas you want.
Fuck off, Geppetto. Fuck your books. Why can that book fall over, but the books in the alchemist place doesn't? Also, is my audio good? Let me check. Alright, cool. Alright. We got that one settled. What's our next place to invest this? Enhanced Pulse Cell Recovery 3. Have I done the other two? God, this These a lot of games have done things like this where you have to like navigate a tree, and it's always a pain in the ass to get around it. There we go. Skyrim uses it too, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla had it. Belt slot, cell recovery. Okay, that's 2. And I have all these ones, so yeah. Let's make ourselves a little bit better, right? You can never have too good of a cell. You ever improve your cells, Cleasy? Alright, increase stable arts. This is always a great way to start a stream, is by going through this boring shit. Let's see, Fable Arts. Enhanced Fable Arts attack too. Let's do that one. I don't even know if I have the first one of that. Like a Nokia? Huh? What do you mean, like a Nokia? Like the phone Nokia? I don't even know what I asked you, to be honest. I honestly genuinely forgot the question that I asked you.
Welcome,
If I
good
did ask
sir.
you anything.
At last, we speak frankly instead of with professional reserve.
Polendina.
I have something to confess.
I need to tell him that his love isn't real.
Something involving your unique perspective. I am a puppet whose ego has awoken. I don't know exactly why, and we need not dwell on the details. Instead, I adore Lady Antonia. It is a presumptuous feeling for a puppet. I have no intention of putting myself forward, of course. Thus, I need your... Can a puppet and a human fall in love? Have you ever met a puppet who loves a human?
Let's see, oh wait, show the wedding ring. There's no such puppet. Wait, which one would be telling the truth? I think that one would be being a puppet.
Yes. Of course.
But the other one is telling the truth, and telling the truth is wrong.
Knew. Perhaps what I really wanted to hear was a sweet
Cleese said he's more of a BlackBerry 9720 kind of guy, in his opinion.
Nevertheless,
BlackBerries are pretty efficient devices. I feel like more... I would like if my phone had a flip-down keyboard.
For favoring me with the truth.
I kind of hate the touchscreen keyboard because I'm always getting things wrong with fat fingering and shit. Alrighty. I guess that was the truth, but it isn't. I'm finding that in each of these decisions where we have to decide to lie in order to be more human, or to tell the truth in order to be more puppety, that it seems like a lot of the decisions that I know are more human are actually the truth. Cleese says he joked about buying a Nokia with his ex, but maybe he do buy a Nokia for his Europe trip. Maybe. Do they still sell Nokias? Like, not the old phones, but does Nokia make modern phones? I think BlackBerry went under, but you know, whenever a company seems to go under, they get bought out by some other company. You've been doing work assignments, school assignments for 6 hours straight. Yeah, you give yourself a little rest there, Mr. Caver. Oh, how many gold coin fruit do I have? Okay, I have enough. Yeah, I'm sure you can buy an old Nokia, but would it? I don't think it would still be supported on networks and stuff. Oh, I have to talk to that Antonia. You've been sitting for a whole 6 hours? Oof. I just watched hockey. And then I, continued to watch shit for a little bit. I don't know how long I was sitting, but it was a little bit.
Oh, it's you. Come closer, won't you?
Ah, Khaleesi had a great conversation about the Oilers at a barbershop today. Nice. Hurricanes game today was stellar.
That's a portrait of me when I was young.
It was a weird-ass game.
I was so feisty, so fierce back then. I loved the world, and the world loved me back. The passion of those days.
Khaleesi said he spoke of all Oilers' sins and bagged the team. Everyone in the barbershop was astonished. Is it because they're on the Oilers for the Cup bandwagon right now because of that win streak, or were they shocked because of your... Do I still have a flicker of beauty? There is nothing left, let's say it.
Oh. You are an honest one, aren't you?
Hell yeah.
Still, this disease can't take my memories. Time. Time and the memories that fill it are all we have. I hope you're making some good memories of your own. Maybe a comfort to you someday.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that Hurricanes
People have no idea. Thanks for keeping
game. The Hurricanes were insane. Today. The game was crazy. It was bonkers. Oh wait, what? Oh, okay. This is telling me I gotta turn in the wine and I gotta go get that record. Oops. Cleese says he's labeled his fan base insufferable like 2 to 3 years ago because of the McDavid bandwagon up in Alberta. That's sensible. It's annoying when... I find it annoying with a lot of Canadian fans. Except for Jets fans. You know? Jets fans are like, thank God we have a little bit of hope. And I think that's at least a little sweet. But it's like, Canadian fans will... If their team has like one small victory, they'll be like, it's the best team in the world. And then when their team has like a stressful game where they lose, they're like, this team's never going to fucking win anything. How are they even a team? We need to sell it to another market and stuff. What's up, Mr. Drunk Lily? Good to see you. Be sure to like the stream. Helps me out. But today in the Hurricanes game, I keep bringing it up, and I don't talk about it, but I need to fucking let it out, damn it. The Hurricanes started the game with only 3 shots on goal. All 3 shots on goal were from Martin Necas, and all 3 went in. So the game started with a perfect hat trick on Georgiev in the Colorado Avalanche, which is not a slouch of a team. And then, at the end of the period, the Avalanche scored 2 goals back-to-back on 4-on-4 play, which means both teams had a penalty. And both of the shots were from the middle of the ice. One of them was just a dump-in that kind of like floated into the net. Like the goalie was just standing still, didn't even see it coming. And it was like, what the fuck? And then the second period happens, and Hurricanes took the lead in the second. And then the third period was an utter clown show with ridiculous penalties. Like, the Hurricanes got a penalty for too many men on the ice when they were literally mid line change. Like, one player was literally going off the ice and another player was going onto the ice, and they called it too many men when they usually will give a leeway. Like, they didn't even... Neither of those two even played the puck. And then, the last goal, final score was 5-2, and the Hurricanes won. The last goal didn't even go into the net. It was awarded to the Hurricanes because of a slashing penalty by the Avalanche. There was an empty net, and a Hurricanes player was going to try and make a shot, and they slashed him. Like, a Colorado player slashed him. And the refs were like, it's a goal. Instead of giving any penalty for slashing, they went and just gave them the goal. Which I've never seen happen before. I didn't even know they could do that. If it doesn't go in. Like, I could see them rewarding a penalty shot you know, where it's one-on-one against the goalie. But I guess because it was an empty net, if it's a penalty shot, they just give you the goal. And then in the last 1 second of the game, there wasn't even a fight, but the refs gave 2 10-minute major penalties to Hurricanes players for like nothing. It was a bonkers weird game. And I was just very stoked to have watched it. Especially with Natchez scoring a hat-trick at the beginning, because it's his first hat-trick of the year, or of his career, I should say. And he's my favorite player right now. I only have one jersey, and it's a Natchez jersey. I'm really living on the edge here. Because if they proc that disruption thing, I'm dead. And they only have to hit me once to activate it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna just throw a throwable at her. You had your first jiu-jitsu class today. That's cool. You're doing the bucket list stuff right now, Khaleesi? Also, Mr. Drunk Lily, I think one of these opera singer spider things should be your next cosplay. I think that'd be a very practical and not at all annoying thing to try and craft. I'm only getting the records to pick them up for my next NG Plus run. These are weird looking babies.
Oh, there's another record.
Fascination. See, I don't think I had that last. But I know I collected a record from that spot after giving the lady her apple. How was jiu-jitsu, Khaleesi? We're still getting our chores done. We're gonna go straight to the exhibition now. I'm not even gonna bother going to Palandina. I'll end up there again later on. Just naturally. Okay. I'm actually pretty set. Seems I'm at the soft cap for capacity. Let's go to advance. Damn, hang on. Oh, I rewound my stream. I was like, what? There's a real delay. I was still talking about the Hurricanes game on my end. I accidentally rewound it. Played back the tape. I kind of had a bit of a bucket list month last month. Khaleesi says jiu-jitsu was good. He almost threw up at the end. Oh, he did throw up at the end, but it was a lot of fun. It was the most intense workout he's ever done. That's cool. You kind of forgot cardio was a thing. He was just very focused. I remember that from wrestling. See, I would throw up, and then I would start dry heaving, and my coach would accuse me of faking it. And it's like, what do you want me to do? I'd go get water, and then I'd throw it back up. And it's like part of the reason I was throwing up, though, was also because the harsh cardio would cause a Crohn's flare-up. Like, one of the things that the coach would literally do is he'd have us, as like a thing to end a practice if he didn't like our speed and stuff was he would have us run laps around the track until we threw up. And he would like really get in our face. Like, all of the coaches were ex-military, and there was like an ex-Navy SEAL that one time made us all do planks for 15 minutes. And if anybody dropped, we had to do 15 push-ups and then start over. So like nobody, if anybody dropped at all, then everybody had to start over and do 15 push-ups. It was like the most painful workout I've ever done. Because holding a plank for like 2 minutes already hurts. I gotta get away from these guys. They're not worth killing. Oh yeah, Cleese said he excused himself because he knew his asthma would start to make him dry heave, so he can sympathize with that. And he says, and then the coaches will think you're faking that. That used to happen in basketball for him. I know, like what? The thing is like, I get, the coach's role is to be there to motivate you, to try your best and get the best out of you. And it's like, when they think you're faking it, it's like, at least like give the benefit of the doubt that the person's like given their all. You know, I get it when players are being like, sometimes people are being a bitch about things, you know, but it's like I would always go through wrestling until I couldn't go through wrestling anymore, because I had done it from 7th grade to 11th grade. Let me think. Yeah, I didn't do it my senior year. And every year I had an issue where I would have a medical problem because my Crohn's would flare up from how hard I was going. Like, I even got cauliflower ear that year, my like last year of it, and the guy still thought I wasn't giving it my all. It's like I was going full throttle in practice. It took me a year to get cauliflower ear? No. It happened, it doesn't take like, it's not like an amount of time that it happens. It's like, if you get slammed on your head hard enough to where your ear rips inside, that's what cauliflower is. It's an injury where your ear rips on the inside and it fills with fluid, and the fluid like can harden. That's why people get those big cauliflower ears, and you can get it drained before it hardens. That's what I did, but it like had partially hardened by the time I got it drained. Because nobody believed me that I had it at the wrestling thing at first. They thought I had some sort of like, they're like, no, that must be some sort of like infection or something. Until I went to like an ear doctor like a week later. And, you know, it usually takes about a week before it hardens fully. There we go. This is the quest I lost.
Don't come any closer.
I missed.
Oh. You're not one of them. Are you here to save me? Those grand exhibition jerks are not to be messed with. Especially after they took that drug. Then there are those biological experiments. Ugh, how horrid. I can't reveal everything, but suffice it to say that I can escape on my own if you clear the way a bit. Please, wipe out all those mongrels. Please,
right.
It'll be easier to breathe once that horrid Victor's been taken out.
Alright, she's gonna meet me at the hotel. Cool. Means we're gonna get it on, boys. Oh shit, there's actually a ladder from here. See, I missed that. I only found her dead body on my first playthrough. Oh shit. I'm honestly alarmed that this guy didn't even shoot at me. I did enjoy wrestling Cleese, but I just couldn't do it because of my medical issues. Like every year that I did it, I had to leave because, you know, the Crohn's flare. And it would always be like the first half of the season is what I would do, and the first half of the season is mostly training and drills to teach you moves and everything. And like I had only done maybe like 3 matches the entire time. And it's like, even if I was sick, the coach had a thing where if I had missed 3 practices, I was off the team. So like if I was in the hospital because of Crohn's issues, because I was in and out of the hospital a ton during that time. It's like he wouldn't be understanding of that. He was a dick of a coach. I didn't even know that he was a dick of a coach until like recently. I just thought he was like a coach that I thought that was just how wrestling coaches were. But I had a friend at the you know, the Whitewater place who was a college wrestler. Like he wrestled in college, and he was like, "No, dude, that's not what coaches are like. That your coach is an asshole." And I was like, I guess he would know. I had actually slipped past that fucking shield, dude. It's always these areas where there's the narrow path that slows me down. I really hate them. I'm gonna always keep... It's always gonna be my first memory with Souls games that really stuck with me. Because of Mortal Shell and the staircase. I don't think I'm gonna make it before this guy can hit me. Oh, sweet. Yeah, like one thing that I wish I had was, and I would have been able to stick with it if I had a coach that would, you know, be more like working with me and helping me like manage the sport along with the Crohn's, you know, because like I could have done it, I just couldn't do it the same way other people could in the training. Oof, this is my chance. Damn it. Yeah, and another thing that kind of sucked out that coach was my parents were going through a divorce during like part of that time, and he wanted me to like, I didn't want to be angry at my dad or angry at my parents for it or anything like that, and he kept trying to like get me to be mad about it and use it in wrestling. And it's like I've already processed it and coped with it and everything. I don't want to make it an issue to improve my performance in wrestling, because like that's not a healthy way to deal with it. But like during one of my earliest years of doing it, and I always kind of felt bad about it, my coach was my oldest brother, and he was a great wrestler, and he was a good coach too. But at that time, like, I just couldn't do it. And it wasn't because of him, it was because I was, you know, that was the earliest part of my Crohn's stuff, when we were still trying to figure out what was going on and everything. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is like a cheese grater, but I want to pick this up. Ah! Oh, you know what? I need to not pick this up. I guess there's not a choice anymore. Heal boy. Oh my god. I got cornered. Yeah, one of my matches that I actually had while wrestling was while my brother was the coach, and it was a prelim, and I had done actually really good during that match. One of the things I was good at was breaking free from people's like takedown attempts and grips, and you know, it was because I was used to my brother, who was much larger than a middle schooler. So like, but that was like shortly before I had to leave that year. This weapon with the regular head on it is really, like, it seems to hit just ridiculously hard. And I don't know if I want to switch it back to the rapier head, because it's much faster with the rapier blade. It's just... Oh, you know what? I did activate a shortcut. I don't even need to go this way. I'm doing it the hard way right now. Oh boy. There we go. Alright. We're not far from the boss of this area, Victor. You really just have to get through a mini-boss and then get through these guys. Or get through these guys and then a mini-boss. Some point where I have to step to... Oh yeah, I should probably pick up my souls too. Is this guy broken? Because I would like to get through there. There we go. Never been rooting for an enemy to just get through this. Yeah, there are souls in this game. Cleasy. It's a Souls-like, so yeah. They're not called souls, they're called ergo. But the plot twist is that the ergo is actually people's life force. Which kind of makes it like a soul, doesn't it? Alright, I already...
Think about this.
Egg. What? Think about this. What it takes. What cannot be used before it breaks? I'm gonna use glass.
Glass? That's an intriguing answer.
I have to answer the wrong one.
But definitely a glimpse into what passes for your mind. You can only see glass as broken.
Cleese says, does that mean that he has a life source and a soul? Or do you have one or the other? No, I'm saying that your soul is essentially your life force. The ergo is basically souls. Both game mechanics wise, conceptually, and philosophically. Okay. He's Chuscoos, basically. Mixed with the Riddler. Wait, this lady's been sitting here the whole time? Oh, now he's calling again?
Bravo! What a delight you are! Trying to very well, another riddle to ease your suffering a little.
Behold the fingertips of the cold woman at the grand exhibition.
The cold woman at the grand exhibition. Look closely. She might escape your notice.
I already know this. But yeah, basically you can still get his keys if you answer the questions wrong. He just leaves a trap for you. Or gives you a trap as well. Look at this weapon, please. It's a fully automatic rapier. Switch to this halberd for now. But yeah, glow stick is definitely the answer, Cleese. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Another thing you have to break before you can use it is a baseball glove. Trinity key. Now we can go places and do things. I don't even know if I missed the last Trinity key. No, I know where the next Trinity key door is. This area I don't have to worry about. I think I can open this door. I need Saintess of Mercy statue key. Okay. I already have. I have a fast travel in there. Here's a mini boss. I love this guy's moveset. The game just goes like full Crash Bandicoot with this part of some of these enemies and stuff. The only boss I'm worried about in the second playthrough is the Walker of Illusions. Got him. Broke his combo right there. Oh yeah, did you see my messages on Gilded, Cleese? Ah, I was just about to guard. But I don't think you can actually guard grab attacks. What? It prompted me to use triangle. I was like, what is... Oh, I know what triangle does. I have to have an ability thing charged up. There we go. That guy's gonna be harder than the actual boss. Victor is cheese. I beat him first try in my first playthrough, which is rare for me in this game. Though I did beat like the second to final boss on my first playthrough, and it blew Logan's mind because that boss took him like hours and days to do it. You just seen the photos? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if I even sent you. Okay, yeah. I was just trying to tell you the games I got on Steam. Yeah, the Milky Way was visible from the Blue Ridge Parkway at one of the points while I was at the Whitewater place. And I was right near the Blue Ridge Parkway, so I could go up there and get to the Milky Way. The Blue Ridge Parkway is still on your, or is the Milky Way on your bucket list? It's only visible in certain times of year, and you need the right lighting conditions. And the Blue Ridge Parkway has those lighting conditions. I'm sure there's plenty of places in Alberta where you could see it too. You just have to be somewhere remote without light pollution when the Milky Way is out. There's like a window, I think it's from like June to August. At least, yeah, I mean, it would be the same for you because you're also in the northern hemisphere. There's also going to be aurora at some point this year because of a solar flare. Which I'm probably going to try not to miss. I mean, there seems to be aurora, like, at least annually visible from the Blue Ridge Parkway at some point in the year. Because there's, every year I've been doing photography, there's been at least, like, 2 chances to see the aurora from there, and I keep missing it. That's on my bucket list. Here, watch this cutscene, Cleezy. This is very Crash Bandicoot. It's like if Bane was in Crash Bandicoot. I don't know if you ever heard me describe this guy.
Is where evolution becomes real. Period. I am Victor, the champion. Light to the followers of the truth.
I was focused on switching my weapons there. Ah, shit. My homie's not doing too hot. It's a bot. My companion's a bot. Look at this. This weapon is so good. This game's not multiplayer at all. I mean, this game was already a bit of a risk to make to begin with because of its just size. This is a fucking huge game for, you know, it's like AAA size, and I think it's an indie game. And hi, Wesker, how you doing, buddy? This part where Bane goes Super Saiyan. Essentially, he's like a great arena champion that was killed by the petrification disease, and then the alchemists revived him using this like ergo crystals to evolve him. I have to heal my companion. There we go. See, that move is basically impossible to land without the rapier head, because it's just so slow with the standard head. It's not his soul Khaleesi, it's his ergo. It's different. Oof, you backhanded me. I don't even have to use any throwables on him. That's an insult to for a boss in this game. You don't have to use any throwables. And the thing is, he's like, on my first playthrough, it took me like 3 hours between the last boss, which is one of the best bosses in the game, and then I got to him, Victor, and I was like, what the fuck? Oof. I switch back to the Aegis. Oh, another thing that's kind of neat is the Spectre, the companion that you can summon, will actually be using the weapon that's the reward weapon for killing this boss. That's one of the neat little details about him. Here, we're going to use one throwable on him. We lost the Spectre, but that's okay. Got him.
By being humble, I am evolved. A better man.
There's Luxazia. Thank you, Wesker. Be sure to like the stream. I don't know how many times I've said that, but please like the stream. Our channel growth has been exceptional. We're almost at 800 subs. Heyo. It's Simon Manus. His boss fight is really cool, but his personal design for the boss fight is
I'm surprised you defeated Victor.
kind of mid. He looks like a hunchback, and then like the hand of God comes from the heavens during his boss fight and attacks you. I know, it's crazy how close I am to 1K.
I've known your father for a long
I need to not fuck it up. Please, at 69th comment, by the way. 30 mum coins, please.
Didn't understand that the petrification disease can strengthen humankind.
80% of the way to 1K. Yep.
Thinking, I'm afraid. But even he can't stop.
Technically, 99%, 99.8%
You've seen this place with your own
of the way to 1,000, or not 99. Fuck. 79.8% of the way to 1K. Hope of a cure, monsters.
I have to admit some surprise. I didn't expect you to be as rational as we are. I'm impressed, even if it's a lie.
Wait, he called the other one a lie
I
too.
underestimated you for being a puppet. You're open-minded enough to hear the truth about the petrification disease. The disease does not signify death.
I know, all I did was fly through the Venator. That video is still one of my top performing videos of the week.
Let
me look at it right now.
Will gain a strengthened body and a mind free of lies. The
Analytics
is ergo.
Let's see, research.
The ergo you use
Nope.
as your power
Content.
was once
YouTube
a
changes
human
YouTube
being.
Studio on me all the time.
Our
Videos.
undertaking is to
Yeah, right
help
now my
others
top videos.
experience this
Star Wars
purification
Battlefront 2, flying through the
this
Venator.
elixir. Truly, it's an honor.
But
Ergo's
it seems like
power
it's not
can
counting
do
shorts.
even more.
Because my
In the
shorts have been doing
hands of
really
the
good, you know.
awakened, its abilities are limitless. We already have the means
Excuse me.
to control that power. Power beyond your imagination. So while you wallow in a pathetic
I don't know, man. I can
past,
imagine a lot of power.
we step forward into humanity's future on the Isle of Alchemists. You're welcome to come to the island and witness our triumph firsthand. Or perhaps you'll make a futile effort to stop us.
I don't know, like YouTube's algorithm is like having a seizure over that one video for years. Also, I don't even know what the fuck else he had to say. That guy talks and talks and talks. Everybody in this game says so much without saying anything. That's my big complaint about this game, is that everybody in this game just goes on and on and on. Alright, we're gonna quickly go to Hotel Karat. Also, if anybody, would like to help support the channel, there's a donation link in the chat and description. If you've been watching this after it's up, or if you're just enjoying yourself now and would like to help support the channel, it would be appreciated. There's my plug for the evening. Cleezy, how do you like that one? I need to perform better. I need to find a better plug. I'm working on it. I need to get Battlefront 2 to work somehow on my PC. Cleezy says, I have until CPU comes to practice. I'm all good. Yeah. I have to get the new Battlefront, or the newer Battlefront on PC. The old Battlefronts are actually on sale. Well, because I don't own it on Steam, Cleezy, that's why. Is it on Game Pass? If it's on Game Pass, we're all good. I mean, I don't even really play that anymore. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. I bought the OG Battlefronts on Steam already, because they were on sale for $3 each. And those are games I've always wanted to stream. Like the 2004, 2005 Battlefronts. Okay, who do I need to talk to? I think I need to talk to everybody. I think even he wants to talk to me.
Has heard about the grand exhibition. Her illness has worsened. Perhaps because she lost. Lady Antonia cautions against it, to be sure. But I still believe. I have heard about an alchemist who knows. Please find a way.
Alright. I know there are so many games I can play now. I can play games from previous generations and future generations. I'm figuring out how I can sell my current graphics card that's in that PC, so I can upgrade it to just a better one. Because both the one I have right now and the better one go for the same price. Usually the one I have right now actually goes for more, so I do have my game freedom back, yeah. It's just a matter of buying games again. Like, I don't have Lies of P on PC, but I mean, I have it on PS4. I'm gonna still be keeping the PS4. It's not a reason to sell it, but I'm gonna move to where the majority of the games I stream are gonna be on PC now. When I get to that point. That's the goal. Okay. I don't know who I'm trying to remember the images of them, and I need to just speed this up so we can get to the swamp.
I'm afraid you saw my bad side at the Grand Exhibition. I was able to escape, thanks to you.
You're welcome.
I didn't mean to be ungrateful.
If I had just saved this lady
I'm a soldier from outside
on my last save, I would have had that weapon I was trying to get.
To investigate. I got trapped by the blockade and separated from my partner. I don't think the puppets are the only things at play here. Can I stay with you until I get in touch with my partner? I get the puppets, but what are the monsters doing here? What is happening to Crow?
And it's not just my game freedom, you know, because the gaming PC, once I add to the RAM, take it from 16 gigs to 32, I'll have a ton of freedom with my video and photos, you know. It'll just be a matter of upgrading my camera stuff to basically be able to do whatever I want on that front, you know, with the my only limitation being people. You know, that's always been a big limitation, is that I don't have friends. But I've gotten by. I think Lady Antonia, okay, I'm reworking what I have to do in my brain. Like, it's hard to shoot to make a movie alone kind of thing, but I'm not at that point anyway. I could play Airport Job Simulator now. Yeah, true. I have Goat Simulator on PlayStation. Maybe I'll get it on PC.
How's the cure for the petrification disease coming along? Glad you asked. Sadly, it cannot cure everyone completely. Victims, even if we eliminate the Are you sure? I leave the choice to you. I'll make the cure if you give me... Stalker,
there you go.
Please.
I have to purchase some of these, but I have to make sure I don't use all of my gold coin fruit, because I'm trying not to need to kill the black cat or the red fox this time. You've been a loud supporter of Airport Job Simulator for a long time now, Cleasy? Is that what you're saying? Sex with Hitler 2. I didn't know there was even a first one. It'd be funny if the answer to that is there wasn't. There we go. I'm gonna get good at that, using that. Yeah, I can use it while dodging now. That's pretty solid. I can't even damage him. Who else do I need to talk to here? Lady Antonia, probably, again. Holy shit, I have to talk to everybody, fuck. Okay, what is all there? There's the elixir, I have to turn in a box, I have to fucking...
I believed in the possibility of imminent death. What would... Yes, Thank you. I will.
There we go. I don't think that one has a effect
No
on my
what, serving her
stuff.
This I shall open.
God,
No
skip
matter
everything,
what,
skip
sir,
everything,
welcome.
skip everything. No, not sell. Buy. Buy. I don't have any money. These prices are ridiculous. Get out of my face. This bitch wants to talk to me.
Once, it's not. I give it to he'll understand.
Alright, four-fingered glove.
I know my way. I know my way.
I think I'm good on upgrading weapons. I have the weapons I'd want right now. And he needs a coin. He gives me some shitty half moonstone, which is useless to me. No, I don't want to buy that. It's stupid. Bitches, assholes, douchebags, fuckers. What now? Did I do it all? There we go, we're good. Oh my god. Here we go. I open my phone. Headlines. NC Man. Home team, baby. Go North Carolina. NC Man charged with molesting a fire extinguisher system. My old saying was, friends and fellas and fuckers and retards. That's how I'd greet people into the stream. What's funny is the streams actually got more views back then. Like, as a whole. I get more consistent views now. Let's see. I kind of want to... What happened to all the New Zealand and German viewers? I know. What the fuck happened to them? They're disloyal. That's what they are. The only one that's left with us is Mr. Drunk Lily. She's from Australia. Hey, it was in Morganton. This guy molested a fire extinguisher. Let's see here. I'm not going to read his name. Morganton, NC, Queen City News. The discovery of a damaged fire extinguisher at a historic courthouse, that's bold, courthouse, led law enforcement to arrest a Morganton man. On February 2nd, officers with the Morganton Department of Public Safety were dispatched to the historic Burke County Courthouse on East Union Street for a vandalism call. Let's see. Upon interviewing this man and reviewing surveillance footage, officers say they determined that this man had broken into and damaged a fire extinguisher housing unit. Let's see. Sanders then proceeded to willfully misuse and discharge the extinguisher, and those are with quotes, into the grounds of Courthouse Square. So that's what they call molesting a fire extinguisher. Queasy says, molesting a fire extinguisher is something True Earth might do. That's wildly impressive to decide to molest a fire extinguisher. See, one thing that I'm not a fan of is them naming the dude. Because it's like, he was charged, right? He wasn't convicted. Like, they could... I feel like the dude, as having the right to be presumed innocent, I'm sure he did it, right? But still, I'm not a fan of the news, like, putting man charged with this and naming the guy when it's like he hasn't been convicted yet. Cleese says, it is crazy how y'all just put people on blast like that. The thing is, like, you know, the sheriff's office is kind of required to
The Isle of Alchemists.
publish the
Visited that place.
what is it? The mugshots of people.
I guess.
Yeah, in Florida they are obligated to report on Florida Man. But the thing is, I think they call it Florida Man. They don't say, like, typically they'll say Florida Man to protect the person's identity. You know, they won't say this man's name and then was found doing this to an alligator or whatever. Like, sometimes they'll name them, for sure. But I'm not a fan of it, you know. I feel like people, you know, have the right to be presumed innocent. And it's like, that guy, say the police made it up, you know. And, you know, the wording of that article is kind of misleading, because, like, it implies he did something sexual to a fire extinguisher. But really what he did was he took a fire extinguisher and just, like, shot it off in the courtyard until the cops came and arrested him. You know, imagine he has a job application, and, like, they search, and that's now going to come up under his name. And it's like, imagine if he didn't actually do it. That's still going to come up. And, like, that's genuinely going to harm his life. And if he didn't do it, and it was someone else that was on the camera, and the cops grabbed the wrong guy, you know, that guy's still fucked. It might help him if he applies as a firefighter, that's true. He has evidence in the court of law that he knows how to operate a fire extinguisher.
We didn't behave that badly at his last shindig, I hope.
A moment, please. My young brother here is slowly but surely losing his very sight, his windows to the world, to a terrible, slow work. The alchemists give us just enough to keep him going, but not enough to cure, and never what they promised. We can't rely on those crucible-kissing wizards. Please.
It is all about the outlook.
Don't make me.
Please. The gold coin fruit is the only thing that.
Please. The gold coin fruit is.
The guy can add to his job application, legally verified to understand emergency equipment.
If you felt otherwise, that wasn't me.
Ignore this one. When he gets excited, or
that's how you write that on a resume.
He gets chatty, but he really is grateful. We both are. On that note, I hate to borrow and run, but we have another request from the alchemists to take care of, so we will be staying behind. You'll need
yeah, they
to
work
go
for
on
them
without.
alchemists,
So,
but
I suppose this is farewell. I won't ever forget.
yeah, he was
kindness.
simply
Here,
testing his
a
competency
small
with a
token,
fire
but
extinguisher.
it's a gift from the heart. Now go. I never forget a friendly face.
Honestly, I didn't really expect you to bring us a damn thing, and yet, thank you, truly. I'm not saying I'm ready to set up housekeeping, or that I even trust you, but given time, I think we could become actual friends.
So these two aren't actually siblings. If you read their item descriptions after you like kill them and deal with them and stuff, she was a part of one of the top families in the city and left that family and like brought some of their like luxury stuff with her and found him, and they both kind of like took to each other in the streets and alleyways, and they became stalkers together, which is like the security freelancer kind of work in this game world. And they always watch each other's backs and tell everybody that they're brother and sister, and stuff like that, because they are the only two people that they trust.
You need me? I was surprised when the bell rang.
Oh yeah, Cleese, you used to be in law school, so tell me how you would defend this.
Monsters.
Court of Mum. Me versus man who molests fire extinguisher.
And alchemists forget it.
My position is that he didn't do it and he should be presumed innocent. His position is he insists he did it, but it was a good thing. Wouldn't that be a funny thing in court, is like the prosecutor is trying to prove that someone didn't do something and is actually innocent, and the person that like is accused is trying to prove that they did it because it would be really sweet for bragging rights. See, this is one of the things with the PC. I could exit the game, pull up the article, and we could just start talking about this. Please says the ego of with some of those guys, he'd believe it. Oh, dude. Prosecutors are the scum of the earth. For the most part. I know far more people who have had issues with prosecutors falsely attempting to charge them on things when they weren't even, like, there or, like, anything like that. Then I know people who've actually, like, done crimes and gotten caught and shit. Like, I know people who've done crimes and been, like, let off by prosecutors because they gave the prosecutor the win right away. Like, it's pretty fucked. Like, I know a dude who is a total piece of shit. Who definitely, you know, he's been caught, but he, like, got off, and he got caught doing some serious shit. I'm not going to say, like, even what he did, but, he got off because he ratted out and, testified against his best friend for something that they were trying to get his best friend on. Like, he's both a legit criminal that does terrible things and a snitch. Like, terrible things. Like, really shit things. The fact, like, shit that it's like, I can't believe the prosecutor let him off for snitching on his friend kind of things. And, like, his best friend is now doing, like, life. And then, you know, his best friend is a piece of shit too, but still. Like, that's two people who should be locked up and only one. And one of them walks free when he's worse. And then the amount of people that I know who have, like, just, like, not done anything, and there were attempts to lock them up and shit. It's crazy. I don't know, like, some of the shit that I've heard while up in the mountains is crazy. Because you meet people from all over the country up there, you know? Like, that are, when you're working in the outdoor industry. Like, things I learned about, like, Seattle from some of the people there that were from Seattle is just like it seems like it sounds like another planet from some of the shit that they told me about it. Because I had a friend who, I've told you this, Cleasy, but I had a friend who was at Chaz trying to cover it as a journalist. And he had the people that took over Chaz like point guns at him and like threatened to shoot him in the face in front of cops for trying to document it with a camera and do journalism on it. Cleasy said the one thing that the only thing he fundamentally learned from pre-law was that cops are grumpy people. Yeah, there's some, so like one thing is, it's bizarre too, like,
this place is
up in the mountains, like in the Appalachians.
It's a puppet graveyard.
When I went to, like, when I go to small towns and shit, I never see cops anywhere. But the place that I was working, for whatever reason, there were cops always there. And you know, the reason for it, like I say whatever reason, but the reason for it is that that's where they train state troopers. So like at the end of the month, there'd be state troopers pulling people all over the highway. And I was also like, this is a weird place to train state troopers, because it was a pretty remote part of the mountains. And also, like, the things that are criminal that go on there are like only serious crime. It's like things that you wouldn't want to train a guy on, because it's like biker gang shit. Because it was right near the Tail of the Dragon, which is a very popular biker spot. And there's all kinds of like attractions for them near there. And, you know, I'd never had any negative experiences. They were always friendly. But it's like between each other, that's where the serious stuff happens. When they run into each other and have beef. It's like you don't want some rookie state trooper getting mixed up in that kind of thing. Oh shit. I didn't realize that them shooting me would break me out of the animation. Fuck. I'm dead. I'm dead! Oh my gosh. Oh, Cleasy says, oh, by the way. Yes, Cleasy. Tell me by the way. What's good, Cleasy? Though, you know, Cleasy, I think that I know you, like, didn't want to do law, but I feel like that is still a fruitful experience for you, you know, because I think it'll always be helpful having had that experience, learning that stuff, and just even from a beginner level, because, like, you know, you want to be a business owner and all that stuff. I did not no, I did not hear that. I didn't hear about the Iranian assassination attempt on Joe Biden from the Canadian Hells Angels. That's such a weird combo. Bro, my thrusts are too high for that creature. It was big news in Canada like 2 weeks ago. No, I didn't hear a word about it. One of the things that's funny right now, that's like new news with Joe Biden, is that, so he blatantly and openly had government documents from his time as vice president that weren't declassified in his home that he was like selling the information for. And you know, there's always these like corrupt prosecutors and like people that are supposed to hold him accountable don't at all. They just let it slide, anything illegal he does. And the the like prosecutor that's supposed to charge him for those documents didn't pursue charges because they declared him unfit for trial in his mental capacity because of his like mental deterioration. Cleasy said that the cops stopped them before the plane got any grounding. Well, see, I don't know, define like any grounding, because then it's like, then I'm wondering, you know, how much of it is actually true and how much of it is allegations again, you know? Because like if it didn't have any grounding, then it's like if they weren't actually going to do anything, if they were just offered by Iranians, then it's like, did they actually... Was there actually a plot, or was it just like someone tried to pay them to do something? Because like the only person who should be locked up in that thing, in my opinion, you know, I don't. Of course, I'm not a legal expert, or nor do I know anything about Canadian law really. Is like the person who tried to hire them. Oh, it could have been that they were offered and the Hells Angels went right to the cops. That could be, I like wonder if they felt like it was like a false flag thing. Where they're like, this has to be a setup. They're like, we just got to go to the cops with this one because like, otherwise this has to be some sort of setup. You saw the news article title and you heard people talk about it? I want to kill this guy because he gives you quartz, I think. And he might have a weapon that I never collected. He's like, I never killed him, so. He's one of those standard enemies that's harder than bosses. These insane clowns, or mad clown guys, are a nightmare. I'll be real careful here. Because he can kill me with that punch. You'd think he'd be immune to electricity, so... Ooh, that was close. There we go. Ah. There we go. That's the way I should do it. I should get him to just throw that punch at me again a bunch, I think. And then just perfect guard it. Well, it would help if I would actually guard it, you know. Oh, come on! I had him, dude, that fucker. He didn't do the whole power attack that would make him lose his stance so I could get him with the crit. One thing was, with last year, that was or not even last year, it was like years ago now. There was this thing that was like a militia in Michigan or something was charged with attempting to kidnap the governor, or Minnesota, I think. And it turned out that like the two people that had planned the whole scheme were both FBI agents. And it was a false flag, like they were trying to, the FBI was completely framing this group. Like everybody else that was in the militia that weren't agents were like opposed to it because they were like, this is a terrible idea. And they're like, what would this even do? And it was like when the when they went to court, all of the stuff came out, and the judge like declared it like a impossible trial for them to like hold because it was clearly entrapment. That was one of those crazy ones. When did the FBI guys do that? It was probably under Trump, I think. And the news used that story as like a way to paint like Trump supporters as extremists, but it was like, it turned out that it was the feds. But like the court case, I think ended last year because of how long like the feds were like prolonging things and stuff. 24 election for you? I mean, it's Trump versus Biden. There we go. Got him. Does Joe need to be a candidate? He doesn't need to be a candidate, but he's most likely going to be the one for the Democrats. I think RFK Jr. is still running as an independent. I mean, he's likely to take votes from both Trump and Biden, but it's seeming like he's most likely to take votes from Biden, of like people that are politically active. Come on. And then there's Nikki Haley, which is like mostly just establishment shills pushing for. There was a so right now it's the like pre-election thing where candidates are being selected by voters from either party, or really from the Republicans, because you know Biden's the candidate for the Democrats. He's the one that they've basically selected. But like with Nikki Haley, the thing with her is in like Nevada there was a, what's it called? I can't remember, can't believe I'm forgetting what the fucking thing's called, because it's like I have been talking about it with Chloe, like we need to go out and go to this. Whatever, it's basically the election to select the candidate for your party, you know? And Nikki Haley has been the only other person right now against Trump, and it's like a lot of the establishment people and donors support her. But like Trump legit, oh my god, has been, you know, winning landslides on each of these elections to select the Republican candidate. And in Nevada, they didn't even have Trump on the ballot, and Nikki Haley still lost to none of these candidates. The option for none of these candidates got 64% of the vote on that, and Nikki Haley got like 20%. And the majority of people who have been openly supporting Nikki Haley are actually, they've been Democrats trying to, who have like switched allegiance to Republican to just not have Trump be the option. Which is pretty fucked up, you know, because it's like, you know, if people on that side feel he represents them, then like just let them feel like he represents them. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, Nikki Haley is basically just Biden with an R next to her name, as in like Republican on the ballot. It's like literally identical policy and stances and everything. Just another establishment politician, in my opinion. Like, she used to be the representative at the UN. And she's from South Carolina. And a lot of these candidates, if they lose in their home state, that's usually when they'll call it. And it's like, even in polls, she's lost in her home state without having the election happen yet. It's like every poll in South Carolina has Trump over her. And it's not even close. Like usually in these preliminary, I'm getting there. I'm getting to the word. Preliminary election things. It's there. Nobody has the majority. It's like the one with the plurality is the one that wins. But it's been like Trump has had the majority in every single one of these states. Like a lot of candidates dropped out when Trump got he got like over 70% of the vote in the first state that held it. Oh my gosh. I missed it too. Damn. Fuck. Bro, if this guy's gonna be the hardest boss of this run, I'll take it. He's gonna be the one that we're gonna fight. What happens to the Republicans after Trump? I mean, it's already happened, basically. Like, it's two different parties now. There's the, you know, I mean, it's always kind of been like, you know, in Canadian politics and a lot of European countries, it's like, you know, they'll have several parties, but there's, you know, typically two coalitions between all the parties, you know, like all these parties will vote this way together typically, and all these ones will usually vote this way. And, you know, you can kind of think of the American parties as kind of similar to that, where there's within the Republican party, there's like, you know, the pro-Trump side, and then there's the more establishment, old-school politician side that is typically called rhinos, referred to as rhinos, which means Republican in name only, because they usually, like, the big criticism of a lot of people who don't support the way the Democrats move is that the Republicans usually will just vote for the same thing that Democrats vote for, but they'll just take longer to do it rather than voting against it and proposing like alternatives. And that's kind of the draw to the Trump side of the Republican Party, is that it's, you know, opposed and actually different. And then there's usually the libertarian candidates will usually run as Republicans as well, like Ron Paul and one of the North Carolina representatives. I forget the name right now. I don't think it's Ted Budd. I think it's Pat McHenry. But yeah, like, you know, it's really kind of those three wings of the Republican Party. And, you know, it's just that the movement of that, like, Trump side has been around, but it's really grown with Trump. Oof. If Caver's still here, he could talk to you about it too. I know Caver is really into Trump. Fuck. I was just trying to switch my Legion arm. Caver can translate American politics? Well, I mean, he's an American. he's into politics. One thing that's really frustrating when you talk about American politics, you know, between Americans, is there's like, it's become a point where it's like two different realities between people who are left-leaning and people who are right-leaning. And it's like they won't even discuss issues the same way. It's like, for example, a lot of people that I know who are like Democrat-leaning assume that, you know, Republicans and conservatives are opposed to the things that they stand for, rather than, like, typically it's they more don't care or are believe that just the government shouldn't be involved in those kind of things, rather than like being opposed to it. And it's like, you know, it's where it becomes kind of impossible to have conversations, is when you're like trying to explain a position and they assume that because you don't agree with them that you disagree with them, and like have the complete opposite stance, rather than different things are important to you. I know, I kind of agree with that. Cleese says that America is just too damn big, and you know, I kind of agree with that. Like, one of the issues, in my opinion, is like a lot of people in California, for example, would be trying to advocate for things that would affect West Virginia, for example. And it's like, West Virginia is a completely different state with a completely different economy and different values and culture than California. It's like it's a completely different world between going from one to the other. In most instances, you know, there's still going to be people that are similar to anybody. Yeah, Cleese says a guy from New York City has absolutely zero ability to relate to the farmer in Armadillo, Texas. Yeah. They have, like, just, you know, because their realities are different. Like, a farmer, you know, they grow their food. They, like, the place that food comes from for those two people are completely different things. You know? Like, you know, of course they both come from farms, obviously, but, you know, one of them directly gets their food, you know, damn it, gets their food themselves or from, like, their neighbors, and the other one, to them, food is something you go to the store and get. You know? And they may not even be aware of what goes into making that food, for example. Like, there was one, like, to bring, you know, this is a Canadian example, but I think it's similar to this, is, I was talking to some, like, Quebec people, and they were talking about how it's all, like, they were, like, insulting fossil fuels and shit like that. And I was like, well, you know, your farms and, like, your food comes from fossil fuels, and they were like, no, all our power plants are solar and all this stuff. And I was like, well, that's like plowing vehicles still have to be run by gas and oil, you know? It's like, it's unavoidable. And they like couldn't wrap their minds around that. They were like acting like I was some ignorant idiot. And I was like, no, like, there aren't battery powered plows, like, or wheat combines that could be run on a battery in that cold of an environment. And even the ones that could run on a battery aren't powerful enough to actually do the work for a mass farm that could feed a province of that size. And it's like they're acting like I had no idea what I was talking about, and it's like, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Because I was really defending Alberta, because I was like, Alberta is kind of the lifeblood of Canada, because it's like that's where all your oil and gas comes from. They're like, we don't use oil and gas. I was like, I'm sure like there's something that you definitely use oil and gas for, because it's unavoidable with the modern world. It's like I'm sure the trucks delivering goods from other parts of the world to Quebec aren't run on batteries. I did tell someone from Quebec that they need Alberta. Because they're retarded and fuck Quebec. Well, they initially were insulting North Carolina and like America and stuff like that. And I was like, well, Quebec's not even a self-sufficient province, because they were talking about how like Quebec has its own everything and stuff, like, and everything is French and all that. You know, like Quebecois do. And I was like, I'm sure your oil and energy doesn't come from Quebec, because like most of that's from Alberta and the prairies, and like I'm sure a lot of your food comes from the prairies too. And they could not understand that. But like, you know, it's something like that. Like there's people that don't have a concept for things. Like another example is there's people that believe in like universal basic housing, and to them the housing that they have in mind is like a modern home with air conditioning, electricity, and water. And that's their definition for basic housing, when it's like that's a very new thing and a very expensive thing. When it's like in reality, the majority of humanity, like humanity's existence, the basic housing they would have expected is a mud hut that they built themselves. You know? It's like that's basic housing. Like everything else that we have today is a luxury that we just take for granted. It's like I don't... Like it's not a right to have all that stuff. It's like you have that because of modern technology and your ability to access it. Cleese said it isn't like the government taxes some of his income because he lives in Alberta and gives to the people of Quebec who have been patronized. Yeah, dude. I feel like, I don't know why, like maybe you can explain this to me, but like why does Canada fight so hard to keep Quebec? You know? Because it's like, to me, you know, Quebec, you know, provides a lot of cultural things and politicians. But that's about it. Like, nationally, not independently as its own province. Damn, I thought that would have broken his guard even if he was blocking. Holy shit. He's unbreakable. I'm not sure if he's alone in here or not. Got him, finally. Cleese says he can explain exactly why they keep Quebec. Why is it? And that's a genuine question, not me being like a joke or whatever. Okay, let's rest at this bonfire. We're gonna level up and then we'll kind of bum rush the rest of this level. There's not much else that I want to dwell on here, because this is a part of the level I kind of bum rushed because I was very low on health throughout it. Like, one of the funny things, too, is some of those, like, Quebecois people I spoke to, and you can keep typing your thing. I'm not trying to interrupt you or stop you from explaining that. We can go back to your answer. But one of the things that they proposed as a better alternative, like, they were like, they either want independence or they want to become a part of the United States. That was a legitimate thing that they were discussing in this chat. Because I'm in a hockey chat, and of course, you know, whenever the Canadians are playing, it's mostly French Canadians in there.
How do you do? It's quite odd that we should meet in a place like this.
And they were, I was like, in my mind, I was like, why would they want to join the United States if they want independence from Canada, too?
In fairness, I do benefit from your prowess as well.
Like, I'm sure they would have more independence as a province if they joined the United States. But, like, what makes them think that would even happen?
You're a worthy hunter, and it is worthy prey.
And, like, the U.S. is so politically different from Canada and Quebec.
What's this? Anyway.
Like, even the people that are, like, Quebec secessionists, I don't think they would be very happy, like, being in the U.S. just with the cultural difference and the political differences. Like, also, we don't... the U.S. wouldn't provide them the same privileges that the Canadian government gives French-speaking Canadians. So, Cleese says, Quebec is worth a lot of electoral votes. So politicians, aka the Liberal Party, always wins Quebec. Our constitution is old and hasn't been changed since 1867, in which the population looked a lot different. Cleese says, our past two elections, the majority vote has lost simply because of Quebec. That's crazy. Like, I mean, I know Quebec dominates the political shit. And that's another thing that's hilarious to me about the Quebec secessionist kind of thing. Is that, like, I know that about the Canadian government. Is that, like, it's like 80% of them are French-speaking or something like that. You know, I don't know the actual number. But a good majority of the people who are in the French government, or not the French, the fucking Canadian government, are French-Canadian, like, French-born. And that's their, like, first language speaking, or at least it's one of the languages they speak. And, like, the vast majority of Canadians are, you know, English Canadians. And a good amount of Canadians don't even speak French. But what makes, you know, I know Quebec itself has a decent population in it. But, like, why do they have so many electoral votes? Because, you know, with the Electoral College in the U.S., the purpose of it is to protect, you know, the smaller states and give them more representation on a federal level, so that it's, like, for example, one thing that's like a kind of scenario example that's a smaller scale example, but it works, is imagine you have a city surrounded by farms, and the city wants to water all of the grass and trees that they plant in their city, so they vote to have all of the water redirected to the city to water all that shit, and then it leaves the farms with no water for their farms. It's like, if you have an electoral system, the way the US weights it, it gives, you know, those lower populated areas that are farms weight to their votes, so that their votes are more equal to the votes of the more populated areas. And like, so the way the electoral system works is every state has 2 senators, no matter their size, and then the House of Representatives is based on the population. Oh my gosh, he takes forever to just stand there when you're out. There we go. Hang on, let me go back to this real quick. He says Alberta has tried to help Quebec secede in the 80s when Quebec threatened it during trade negotiations. It's so funny because that's that's a very Canadian thing. Like, Alberta's like, yeah, fuck, yeah, Alberta, Quebec wants to leave, finally. We'll help you, dude, leave. And then it's like, I guess it was probably Ontario, right? I feel like it's mostly Ontario that's keeping Quebec in Canada, because I feel like the prairies and then the, like, Northern Territories areas probably aren't too into it. Let's see. Cleese says right now the Canadian government is like the bourgeois of France. The elites of Paris have one vote, the royals have one vote, and the people have one vote. Okay, yeah, I get that. It's like the scenario that Benjamin Franklin, it was either Benjamin Franklin or Thomas Jefferson, described when talking about like the difference between a democracy and a republic, is that in a democracy it's two wolves and a sheep discussing what's for dinner, and a republic is a well-armed sheep negotiating with the wolves on what's for dinner. At least that was like, you know, their philosophy on why they would go for a republic over a direct democracy. Whereas, you know, I don't know the philosophy behind the Canadian system other than imitating the British Parliament. No, I didn't say Ontario is the reason Quebec wants to leave. I was saying I'd bet that Ontario is the main reason Quebec is still a part of Canada. Cleese says that Quebec also could not survive as a country. Why is that, Cleese? I mean, I think it could. It just, I don't think it would see the same success that it has as a part of Canada. Personally. Alright, I'm trying to figure out which way to go after this, because I thought I had it cleared in my head. I think there's actually a cave this way. There we go. We gotta be careful with that corruption, because if that builds up, we're basically dead. Oh, you know what? I think it's disruption that builds up, and it's a death thing. Bro, getting this Falcon Eyes to level 3 is game changing. And I'm not just exaggerating right now. There we go. Cleese says their population is people who are retired. Quebec is so insanely expensive that it's just not reasonable to live there or start a family. So what happens to all those retirees when they collect their Canadian pension plan? That's true. Well, I mean, I feel like the thing would be that then Quebec would accrue a bunch of debt to pay it off rather than cut it off. That's one of the things with a lot of like welfare programs like that is it requires a constantly growing population. So like as people age, you know, they need younger people, more younger people funding those programs. And it's like a lot of people think they can avoid having children because like they can survive off of those kinds of programs, but it's like you need more children because you need children to pay into it and children to help take care of you when you get old. And not like, I'm not saying kids will take care of you, I'm saying your children in the future when they become adults. But it's like a lot of the countries that have those kinds of programs have shrinking populations, and it's like...
But I want to be friends with humans.
I don't think Quebec would be very keen on having a loose immigration policy to make up for it, because, you know, Quebec is very into being Quebecois. And solely, like, you know, Quebec culture and French Canadian is their, like, whole identity. I don't think they'd be keen on expanding that to new people. Because he said that's the reason the Canadian government loves immigration. Instead of making it easy to start families, let's just import people. Yeah, dude. That's one of the things that's a big crisis in Europe right now as well. Because he says that the Canadians make money off of telling migrants lies and then taxing the absolute shit out of them the moment they get here. Yeah. It's not a system that can survive. Like, the only way that kind of system could survive is with, you know, lots of children. Because, like, at the rates of immigration to, like, Canada and a lot of European countries, it's like, you know, the culture itself wouldn't survive either. Because it's like they're not even putting them in a place where they would assimilate. It would be, because, like, in Sweden a long time ago, this is like 6 years ago now, maybe, but they were having issues with they were having migration issues because they had very open borders, and they were bringing people in to, you know, for that same reason, to pay those kinds of welfare taxes, and they were putting them all together in one part of town, and it's like they were like putting them into like a neighborhood for those migrants, and it's like they would have a pocket of a culture that they don't have to like assimilate into, and their children would come up not even speaking Swedish, so they were basically bringing in people to be third-class citizens and funding the welfare of the country. Like, that's not that's not how you create a system that's gonna last. It's like the things that some of these countries would do rather than just admit that they should have a free market economy with where these things are managed, you know, differently. And like the craziest thing is in the US, where it's not even like that. It's like there's just blatant human trafficking on the border, and one side lies about it and the other side has been like against it for years. And like one of those things with the difference between like New York and Texas is like, you know, there's been times where like millions of people have crossed the border illegally, and obviously there's no way to track them if they cross illegally and process them and like figure out a situation for them and also give them the proper rights and stuff and protections under the law, so they end up getting trafficked instead because it's like there's no protections. And but like Texas has been dealing with massive influxes of migrants, and then like they started sending them to these states that were like virtue signaling that are not on the border. And New York got like 60,000 migrants when it's like Texas has been dealing with that daily. And New York is now being like, we need to send them back. And it's like, for years you've been voting to force Texas to deal with this stuff. And now Texas, like, now you have to actually deal with this problem that you've created. And like, they're still acting like Texas is like some like racist state for it, but it's like you're now learning that it's impossible to manage a bunch of people coming over that you can't track, and a lot of them are trafficking victims. And like one example for like was there was a group of people that they found in New York that had been like doing a series of crimes, but because of the bail policies and policing reform in New York, they would get let out with no bail and no like trial. They would just be locked up for the night for doing these like pretty serious thefts, and then the people would go to Florida to spend all that money because there's no state tax, and there's like prices are cheaper in Florida. But they can't do those crimes in Florida because if they did, they'd get deported or locked up until they figured out how to deport them. So they would go to New York to commit crimes and then sell the things and use the money from the crimes in Florida. So let's see here. And that's like one of the people that recently assaulted a police officer up in New York, where suddenly people are like, we need to do something about this because they're attacking cops. And it's like, well, what do you think has been going on in Texas all this time? That you've just been ignoring it. Here, let's see. Cleasy, sorry, I haven't read your comments. I was ranting. Cleasy says, yeah, it's crazy how people have such a positive outlook on that. How is the border situation going? I think I kind of covered that there. Cleasy said he watched Andrew Callahan cross into the U.S. illegally, and he got a felony for it. He needs to ask from someone who lives in a country who has no illegals, how do people live as an illegal? I mean, it's like impossible to even say because it's different for, you know, everybody. But a lot of the people that come over illegally pay cartel members to help them cross. They're called coyotes, the cartel members that smuggle people across the border. And to like kind of demonstrate the frustrating like situation of it, there was a period where Trump was calling out like the coyotes on the border, being like, we have to lock up coyotes and have felonies for this. And he was obviously referring to the people who smuggle and traffic people across the border. And all these like left-wing shows and stuff were saying, acting like Trump was talking about literal coyotes. But yeah, and also, you know, you can, I've worked places where there's illegal migrants working there, and then there's like legal migrants too, and the legal migrants always really despise the illegal ones, and it's, you know, I feel like it's kind of unfair to despise them on a personal level. It's like my issue is more with the system that allows it to happen in the first place, because it's like they're victims of it too, you know, like. But yeah, like a lot of these like restaurants and stuff will have illegal migrants working in the kitchen, and they'll just pay them in cash because they don't have to report that. Like the first place I worked was a sushi bar, and basically if any of the migrants were caught stealing or anything like that, the owners would call ICE on them then to get them deported. It was pretty fucked. But like, one of the things, there's trees on the border that are covered in women's underwear because the coyotes will assault the people that they're smuggling across the border, and as like a bragging thing will nail their belongings to the trees, because the people that are crossing, like a lot of them don't even know that's going on, because they think they're just paying someone to bring them to the US. They don't know that they're going to the US and then they're going to be trafficked by gangs and basically used for free labor by criminals, because there's no protection for them because they're, you know, not documented. Yeah, a lot of the people who are crossing have no concept of what they're actually doing. You know, of course, there's like outliers. There's people who do know, and there's stuff like that, and all that. And the thing is, too, is like media will spin it as asylum seekers and stuff. They'll call them asylum seekers, but it's like there's a process for asylum seekers. It's like they're illegal migrants regardless. And it's also like, if they were asylum seekers, like the vast majority of them are young males. It's not like families with women and children. There are instances of families, but one of the fucked up things that's going on too is that Biden got called out on and the media didn't even report on, was there was a bunch of children, like thousands of children, being held in some of these facilities, and the Biden administration had basically transported them around the country with no documentation, and hasn't like tracked it at all. So like there's no record of where these kids are going or what happened to them, and it's like what the fuck? Like that's clearly at the very least an opening for a trafficking scheme. And it's like completely fucked, and nobody on like one side will tell the truth about it, and the other side like kind of pisses me off, because it's like I'll see Fox News on sometimes, and the arguments they'll be making are like arguments that nobody that actually like is a voter is making. Like the things I'm talking about with the trafficking issues, like those are things that like my friends who are conservative discuss and point out and stuff like that, and a lot of the independent journalists will point out. But then Fox News comes on and they'll be like, they're stealing our jobs, and it's like, that's not really the issue that a lot of people care about. Well, the reason why the Biden admin is blamed for not tracking those kids is because, well, first of all, that kind of system started under Obama, and then when Trump tried to put an end to it, like Trump did try to put an end to that kind of stuff where they were like losing track of children and separating children from their parents. All these things came out that were like lies about him and what he was doing. He was trying to close these things, and he got blocked by an Obama appointee from closing these facilities. And then hang on. Biden has tried passing bills and written executive orders that basically prevent anybody from stopping these things from happening. And it's expanded under Biden. And a lot of the things where, like, there's been instances where journalists have caught military resources being used to transport these migrants around the country. And, you know, that's under Biden. That's like directly under Biden. That's not ICE. And also Texas is trying to stop it right now with the National Guard, and Biden's fighting it. And one of the fucking, like, craziest things is Biden, it's getting on Biden that he has to do something about this, because people are getting to be, like, really pissed off about the situation on both sides. And Biden proposed a bill, or like Biden-aligned politicians proposed a bill that they're calling the Border Security Act, and they're making it out to be like this big Border Security Act. But what it actually does is allows Biden to let in 5,000 migrants a day that illegally cross the border. And then it allocates... The thing is it says that it's funding immigration and stuff and border protection, and there's like $100 billion allocated for it. 80 billion of it is going to Ukraine, and 16 billion of it to Israel, and the rest is going to the border for transporting the migrants that they let in through the bill. Yeah, dude, shut down all those organizations, Cleese. That's what I totally think that should happen. I think a lot of the agencies in the federal government should be shut down. Like, one of them is the Department of Education. Like, education is funded at the state level. Like, there's no reason for there to be the Department of Education. Like, the only thing that the Department of Education did while I was in school was threaten to remove funding because my school didn't have certain programs that, like, Michelle Obama was trying to push for. Like a lunch program that she was pushing for that removed certain foods from the menu at lunch. And the Department of Education would have blocked funding from the state to the school if the school didn't do it. Like, that's a huge violation of separations of powers between state and federal. And also, Michelle Obama isn't the president. Or wasn't the president. She was the first lady. Things that she's advocating for should be completely irrelevant. There we go. We're finally at the Green Monster, who I like to call the Comic-Con, the typical Comic-Con enjoyer. The Green Monster of the Swamp. Cleese says he just needs to keep waiting for the drip to drip down. That's all he needs in life. So how's your like situation been, Cleese? Like, I remember last time that it was like winter and you were off of the road paving job, that you had basically had all your money taken because of like the Canadian government was seizing money for your student loans, like $30,000 or something. Have you had any issues like that this time, or have you been able to enjoy yourself just fine and like live off of the money that you had? And how's your that business, the advertising business, going? I wanted to ask something because like you had that business going on, and you're gonna help contribute to the channel with the Xbox Game Pass. I know it wouldn't be much, but would you like me to say like that this is like when I play games on the Xbox Game Pass? Do you want me to say that this is brought to you by and like
I know how this looks, but I'm not
your
a
business
thief or anything.
even though you know it wouldn't be
I am on a
directly coming from your
serious
business?
Expedition. You wouldn't happen to know a treasure hunt? I plan my
Like just that way, like you benefit from it some way for like helping contribute to the channel. Cleese said the business is done. It was feasible, but he realized it wasn't worth the effort, or at least not at the time in his life, or not worth it now. This summer, his ex made him realize that he needs to just be young. Well, there you go, Cleese, you know. Maybe you should come work with me over the summer this time. You won't make as much money, maybe. I mean, if you became a raft guide, you might make some decent money, because they get really good tips. But, and your rent would be, like, nothing, because you'd be living, you know the living situation. Or we could be roommates. You can get me out of that hellhole so I can live in proper living situation and still work there. Because there are people there that will be roommates and they'll get, like, a rental in that area. Because there's a lot of vacation rentals in that area, because it's, you know, popular destination being the Appalachians and all. A lot of beautiful stuff. It's right near the Smoky Mountains. Let's see. Cleese said he'll be honest. He went from high school to working to college to dropping out. Didn't get a chance to do his thing. Is that what you're saying, Cleese? I've kind of had a similar path. You know my path, though. But I've gotten to a point where I enjoyed myself. But I'm not, like, I'm not judging you or anything, but I personally can't, like, just take off myself. Like, I always have to be doing something productive, or I feel like a piece of shit. It's just, I'm just not capable of sitting still, I guess. Oh, you don't have any hobbies because you've been setting aside any time for them? Well, that's good. I like that you're looking for that kind of thing now. This boss is much more resilient than he was last time. He said the only hobbies he had was sports, but he gave up on that his senior year of high school to focus on studies. Shit. Run, 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 run. Oh, fuck. I pretty much, like... So the way I found the things that I'm interested in, I don't know if they count as hobbies, because they're things I want to, like, do with my life. Not just things I do on the side to enjoy myself. Like, I enjoy them, of course, but... I took things... I kind of assessed the things I enjoy and what I'm good at, and kind of found the cross-section of it. Like, you know, for example, take the video games you play that you enjoy, and what is it that you enjoy about it? And then, what are you good at? Like, what kind of mental activities, physical activities? are you genuinely good at that you kind of just have a knack for? And it's like, that's what this is my thought process. Like, I love playing adventure games because I like to explore things, and I like to just go out and be in the world. And I'm pretty good at, like, creative things and stuff like that, and I'm not very good at physical labor because of my Crohn's issues. So, that's kind of what led me on the path that I went down. And also, you know, the things I enjoyed. I like writing, so I was into... It's adventure games. I like to come up with a story for my character and then just kind of play that out in this world. Kind of thing like that. It's funny that this boss evolves into crab. Mid-boss fight because of the pollution in the area. Like, even in the polluted wastes of crab is still the end goal of evolution. I couldn't get away. I was sandwiched. Turn my mic volume up and turn the game audio down. Yes, Cleasy, thank you. Has it been an issue the whole stream, or is it just at this boss? If it'll let me say pause, there we go. Audio. Which one would be his volume? Just gonna turn everything down a notch. I don't even know what counts as system volume and general volume. And then these things, you know, some of them I kind of get. But I couldn't tell you what system volume is in the game. Alright, and then my microphone. Devices. Microphone level. Up. There we go. I turned the mic up a bit. Hopefully it turned it up a bit. With the PC, hopefully I'll be able to learn what's up, OBS quickly and use it as a bit of a production thing. What's my plan for the next year? I'm going to, well, right now, I wish I had my list of goals. Last month, what I did, I started learning Russian just because I wanted to start learning Russian. That wasn't a goal of the year. That's just something that I've decided I wanted to do. And then fingerstyle guitar to learn the 6-string banjo, kind of learning a song a month as a goal to keep me fresh. Learning more about the banjo just to bump up my skills. I'm kind of at the edge of being fluent with the banjo and being able to just like come up with a song by sitting down and playing it like I am with the bass. I can just come up with a song by just sitting with the bass, and for like 10 minutes just goofing off with it, I can find a song in it. And I'm kind of getting to that point with the banjo. And I want to get there. And then, you know, writing a page a day, editing a page a day. I want to learn Blender, Reaper, expand my knowledge of DaVinci Resolve. Blender and Reaper is going to lead into Unreal Engine, which is something I'd like to learn. And then YouTube channel wise, I'm not going to say because I don't want to spoil anything or announce anything or anything like that. Work wise, I'm going back to that whitewater place. I'm going to take courses for whitewater kayaking because it'll expand my career to where I'll be able to basically do the photography anywhere that has whitewater and sports on the whitewater, because anywhere that has that would pay well for me to do both photography and be in the water with the athletes or tourists. Okay. That didn't attack me at all. Oof, that did. Let's get serious with this boss. You know, the PC thing I've executed on, I want to get a new camera. I'm going to get a modern camera. I already know which one I'm going to get. It's one that's... It would be expensive for a beginner, but I'm at a point where it would be a steal for me to get it at the price that it even is. And to invest in like the future of my photography and stuff with it, because it's on a lens mount that probably won't die anytime soon. When does the season end? October? Yeah, October 30th. That's when the season ends. I don't know if that's how long I'll be there, but that's when the season ends. Busiest times, of course, during the summer. It starts next month. Or should start next month. I have all my goals for the year written down. There's some things that I'm relegating and not doing this month because it's like, you know, I have to give the due time to begin the things that are new. And once I've begun things that are new, I can get that rolling to a point where it'll build off of itself by just continuing it. Like with the Russian, you know, I'm still kind of getting there, but there were days where I spent the whole day just studying Russian to get myself to the baseline point where I can, you know, understand a few words, understand sentence structure, that kind of thing. Get to a point where I can start the listening practice. You know, I'm right there on that point for simple, like, A1 level listening practice, where I can kind of understand sentences at that level, but not completely. I have a lot of goals, yeah. But the thing is, you know, with me, I go through things quickly. If Chloe were here, she could explain it more. Because, you know, she knows me well, better than anybody. It's kind of in my nature that I can't just do one thing and focus on it and stick to it forever. Here, this will give me time to get this set up. There we go. He's proc the flame stuff. I gotta start using these. I gotta buy more of those. How's Chloe doing? She's doing good. She's having back issues right now, which has her not very happy. But, I would say, despite her low morale, that, you know, life-wise, she's doing well. I'm pretty sure you got the accent right. I don't even have the accent when I type Chloe. But it's nice of you to put in the effort. She does not have the ability to turn you into a cyborg yet, I'm afraid. If she did, then I would have already had my gaming PC implanted into me. You guys would hear me say, like, I need a GPU upgrade, and then a bunch of loud screaming, and then me going like, okay, I'm done. I've upgraded myself. Now I can process more vivid thoughts. I think my Spectre stood between me and the fucking boss, which I do not appreciate. There we go, perfect guard. About to lose the Spectre, yep. What are you doing? I went to reactivate the fucking thing. Oh my gosh, he's having latency. My character is having latency. Yeah, I'm at 9,000. Yeah, I'm one of the first recipients of Neuralink. And the first thing I had was a Ryzen 100. I'm far beyond Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7. I'm on Ryzen 100. Mum operates on AMD because NVIDIA was too intrusive. And Intel was too corporate. I should invest in AMD. Let's see if they're even publicly traded. This is live stonk action for Mum. The market's pre-market opens in an hour. I already owned stocks in Corsair before I even was interested in PC gaming. Well, I mean, I've always been kind of interested in PC gaming. Holy shit, actually, AMD is kind of like at the top. They've kind of peaked recently. I don't know if I want to buy in just yet. What is their PE ratio? Their PE ratio is positive, which is more than I was expecting, honestly. That's pretty good for tech companies. But I don't know if... It's not a good PE ratio, but it's... Like, when it comes to tech companies, they're usually not profitable yet. Because they operate off of debt, is how their model. I might not even be looking at the right AMD, because I don't have the time to do that kind of due diligence and research right now. You gotta always look into stonks for yourself and make sure that it's even the correct stonk. Some of them will get you with the name. They'll lie to you straight up, like, you know, like, I'm pretty sure, hang on, let me look this up. I'm thinking of examples, but Ford is just F, like the actual Ford Motor Company, but I'm pretty sure there's one that's, their ticker symbol is Ford. Yeah, there's one that's, the ticker symbol is Ford, but it's not actually the Ford company, like, that you think it is. And, like, part of the, you know, I can't attribute that to malice, of course. I can't say that they did that intentionally. It's just an example of one that you could get mixed up on. You know, I'm not going to say that ticker symbol Ford is trying to trick people into buying them instead of Ford Motor Company. But what I'm saying is someone who doesn't do their due diligence may accidentally invest in one, not the other. Cleese says if it happened to someone, he knows that he wouldn't even blame them. Yeah, and that was an issue with Rumble. There was like a motorcycle company or something that was called Rumble On, like as in like engine rumbling. And their ticker symbol was Rumble. And then the Rumble like platform alternative to YouTube that a lot of people kind of wanted to invest in. They were going under a different ticker symbol for their like equity holder. And then recently they actually bought out the ticker symbol for Rumble and are now going under one that's a bit more obvious. So we're about 2 hours into this stream, aren't we? Yeah, 2.5 hours. Holy shit. Time for another promo read. If you've enjoyed the stream so far and would like to help support your boy Mum, especially as I venture into the wonderful world of PC gaming, which is coming soon, there's a donation link in the chat and description. It goes towards the channel. I don't go spending it willy-nilly in goofiness. Though your boy Mum could use some money right now, because I just made some big purchases. You know, PC and had to get my car fixed up. Simple things like new tires and an oil change and all that. But, you know, it's still stuff that needed to be done. One thing is I got a killer deal on the tires, though. They were $20 cheaper than they were last time I bought them, which was 2 years ago. I go through tires quick because I do a ton of driving. Yeah, how about that? And then the people that installed them threw in the windshield wipers I was looking at buying on Amazon because they had them in stock, and the price that they gave was better. And I was like, no, nobody gives me better prices of it than Amazon when it comes to windshield wipers. Don't think that I'm saying Amazon has the best prices, because they do not. Not in my experience. But when it came to windshield wipers, I was able to find them cheaper than AutoZone, and especially Mechanics. Not this guy. Those are the exact ones, and I recognize them. And instead of 15 bucks, they were 13 bucks, and he'd install them for that price. So I didn't even have to go through the trouble. What a deal. Wouldn't you say that, Cleese? Tonight's stream is brought to you by that guy. Have a good night, Cleese. It's 3 in the morning for me. I should probably head to bed soon, but I've been chugging a Dr. Pepper all stream, so I got caffeine in my system. Who else lurking right now? Feel free to chat with your boy Mum. It makes these streams worth it when people come and chat with me. So thank you, Cleese, all night. Shout out to Cleese. I think YouTube account should be coming back anytime soon. Anytime now. He said he'd be back if I was on later. And I'd consider 2.5 hours later as later. Alrighty. My goal is to platinum this game. But, like, soon. Because I love this game and I want to do everything in it. And this is one of the few games that ties me to PlayStation, because I'm not going to buy it again on PC until it goes on sale. Just because I don't have that kind of money. And this was a gift from my brother, you know. He got it for me on PS4 before I was even discussing getting a PC. And it was a great gift, because fuck yeah. This game's awesome. Shout out to my bro Eric. This stream is brought to you by my family, who gifted me this game as a great Christmas present. Let's see. I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna clean up my quartz slots. Finish these things up. Can't wait till I have all of those filled out, and it's gonna be, the game's still gonna be impossibly hard, because it's gonna take.
I get the puppets. What is happening?
Hang on, sorry. The game's still gonna be difficult because I'm gonna be in NG +3 or something by the time I have all those filled up. Oh, I have to talk to someone at Hotel Karat. Did I give Alidoro the gloves?
Even the unions.
Oh.
Did the gloves make...
He was angry. He said the gloves were rubbish.
What? His fingers are fine? That can't be right. And no, I'm not being precious about my work. When the workshop tower collapsed, the Hound lost a finger saving me. Something to puzzle over. In any case,
that is true.
For doing You have a moment. I know we could have stopped. Could you in any
The real Alidoro was killed by the current Alidoro. I didn't even read what she requested from me. I'm gonna switch my weapon over to the rapier blade, actually. I like to... I know you don't have to do it through her, but I like to do it through her. Call me a loser or whatever. Let's see, I need Wintry Rapier Blade plus 10, there we go. And then... Pistol Rock Drill Handle. Sorry for the disgusting burp, guys. Can't help it. I've been chugging cheerwine and I have Crohn's disease, so I have a little bit of digestive issues. Or not cheerwine. Dr. Pepper. A significantly lesser beverage than cheerwine. The fact that I even got them crossed should have me cross myself. Also, one thing, you know, I was talking about stonks. This isn't... I'm not even nervous about talking about this because I know for a fact it's not... It couldn't be misconstrued as advice. But... And this is not advice, by the way. I don't give financial advice ever because it's stupid too. You know, everything's different for everybody. But I had pre-ordered a stonk on IPO, which is something that I got into last year, and I got pretty decent at it. And I knew for a fact this one would do well. I'm not going to say why because that would be, you know, that could be advice. But like, I called it, and they didn't allocate me any of the pre-ordered stonk that I got. Like, I would have gotten in at, I think, like $8 a share, and now it's at $40 a share, and it's like, what the fuck, man? That would have funded the PC, and then some. And it's like one of those rare ones where it's like, you know for a fact it's going to take off because of experience. It's not like a gamble, which it usually is gambling, which is why I don't give any advice or anything on that kind of thing. Alright, teach about... Yeah, let's teach him. I was worried to do the puppet arc, we would have to betray this guy, but, you know. I was like, I couldn't handle betraying this guy.
I see now how scary losing someone can be. I may not be able to cry, but I hope I can comfort others now. Hello, my clapping is the mimicry of a joyful heart. It's good to feel alive. I think if I make human friends someday, you may not always be my only friend. If I make
there we go, we got some quartz. I completely forgot he even gives you quartz. I'm wondering if we should even fight the owl. You know, something that's confusing me, was Hugo at that door? I don't think Hugo was at the door. I'm worried that we've done something that has led to Hugo's death. Oh no, Hugo's there. Hugo's based. We don't want Hugo to die.
Life in Krat is shorter. All I can do is keep plugging away. You never. And unlike and profession, that's.
There, you gotta just go through all these.
And unlike and profession, that's I know the.
He idolizes the real Alidoro.
Life is all I can do is. My treasure. It's a I think you know what they say.
Oh yeah, we actually have to not kill
Life is all I can do is
the fake Alidoro this time. Which is something I didn't want to do last time, and now it's something I want to do this time. And it's funny how I have to do the opposite of what I want in both scenarios. Okay, my star thing is still there. Okay, and yes, I did buy more of these. Bro, dude, sometimes when I'm playing these games, I'm more focused on chatting with you guys, and I completely forgot if I've done the little chores that I've assigned myself within the game. Because, like, the games are just like a fun puzzle and challenge to do while trying to figure out ways to entertain you guys with my words. And also, you know, just to enjoy conversations with you guys, because you guys are cool, mostly. Most of you, I mean, don't want to get your hopes up, don't want to hype you up in something you can't live up for, but some of you guys, won't say who, pretty cool. Some of you guys named Queasy. Pretty cool dudes. I need to get something other than pulse cells as well. Because pulse cells... Alright, now I do have the electricity effect on them, so that actually seems to be doing a similar effect to the fire damage. At least it appeared so, I don't think it is anymore. What the fuck happened? I deselected the... or not deselect, but I unblocked, basically. I stopped blocking. And it continued to block, and I couldn't dodge out when I wanted to. And I realized that my block was bad. Ah, I missed that time. We want to get him to be staggerable. And I am very vulnerable to his attacks. Like, he hurts me like nobody else. Ah, shit. Oh, come on. I had the guard up, and I timed it right even, and my companion had held him up so that he didn't even approach me on time. That's like, there's been a handful of times during attempts at this boss where it was the Spectre that blocked me or interrupted something that I was timing. What? Ah, man, I hate that attack. It's like I'd already been hit, and then he just continues to swing around while getting up. There. Alrighty. Back to work. Speaking of which, I never did finish Mass Effect. I don't think I will. It's been too long since, you know, that playthrough. Which is a shame, you know. But, also, you know, with the Mass Effect, it was just me enjoying it, I feel like. I feel like every night I had to explain to viewers what was going on and stuff like that. And that was like all the way through to Mass Effect 3. So it wasn't just the one Mass Effect, and then people kind of got on board. It worked with Logan. Logan got on board after a little bit. He was like kind of into the game. I need to get better at timing that. There we go. There we go, that was better timing. Thing is, I'm actually finding this boss One of the reasons I'm having a challenging time that I didn't even realize is that there's a lot of points during him that I'm not really in a good position to get a perfect garden. I can't even hit him there. I can't get around. And my Spectre is in the way. There we go. Nope, mistimed that. Yeah, that should get him to where he's vulnerable, maybe? Oh yeah, I forgot that this is the rapier blade. Which is great. I'm back to the rapier blade. Didn't even realize it, man. Also, if you'd like to get in touch with your boy Mum, guys, there's, or the people in the chat, you know, that you like Cleasy, there's a Gilded chat. It's our alternative to Discord. It's in the description. There we go. Yeah, just getting that set up, that heavy attack set up so much quicker is very nice. Ooh, I didn't even realize. Oh my god, and that fucking attack after. Heal, dude. There we go. Oh yeah, I had decay. I didn't even realize it. I was like, I gotta get my throwables done so I can cripple him and get my healing thing back, but nope. His bosses are, I mean, I'm saying bosses. Victor is pretty easy, but this boss is a real challenge. And I was thinking of bosses because of the clown earlier. You know, that mad clown puppet might as well be a boss. Because, I mean, earlier in the game, it is a boss. And I think that's the only one you run into other than the boss version. And, I mean, that one is basically identical to the boss version, except he has an electrical buff to his attacks as well. Oh, I need to get more fucking cluster grenades. Damn it. I go through those things like I go through soda. I was gonna say like crack, but you know, that's about identical, huh? I'm like a crackhead if that's the same thing for soda. Oh my gosh. You get better at timing that. There we go. Here, when he's not facing me, I'm gonna use this charged attack more. And then keep my single attacks. There we go. I don't know why it just healed there. I guess I needed to heal. I didn't realize it. Alright, that's gonna knock him down. Skip the cutscene. It's a cool boss, you know. He's just kind of random when it comes to the boss order. And like, the theme of the other bosses. He's not a puppet or a person. He's like a side effect of industry. Like, you'd think he'd be a side boss, but this game doesn't really have those. Okay, Spectre needs to be healed again, damn it. Oh my gosh. He's mimicking a boss. You know what? I think that is the shell of the... What is he called? There's the puppet that's kind of like a spider Bobby. That's Proc Flames instead. Oh yeah, that move. Oh my gosh, I need to use this to get the flame buff on him. Oh my gosh. He fucking killed me. This is a tough boss. Not this hard first time around, I'll tell you that much. Whew. 1 second, I'm hungry, but we don't have... Ooh, I do have food. I bought myself some food earlier, but I'm not gonna eat it on stream, that would be rude. This isn't Battlefront 2 era Fallout Your Mom. This is classy Lies of P, pre-PC era Fallout Your Mom. There's also a steak in there that I need to cook tomorrow. Probably cook it early tomorrow. Because it's about to go bad, it looks like. It's just kind of getting that... It's not like... It doesn't look like it's going to go, like, foul, but it looks like it's kind of starting to... The blood in it is turning kind of brownish. Or the redness is leaving it, I guess. And that doesn't actually mean that it's going bad. It happens with exposure to light. Which means that, you know, we've been opening the fridge. And light's been coming on and it's had enough of that to have started to change color. You'll notice it when you buy packages of meat from like a butcher or Walmart or, you know, your local grocery store, that the part that's under a sticker that blocks out light remains red, and the part around it kind of gets a browner color if it's beef specifically. You know, if you buy chicken and it's brown, you might want to look into that. Where is the Mountain District? See how we're doing with the like count. If you haven't liked the stream, it really helps me out. And if you're just lurking and you'd like to chat with your boy Mum, I'm here. I'm open to discussion. Tell me what game you're playing, what you've been doing today. You know, about life. I'm open to talking about most things. And me and Khaleesi really shot the shit there. We started with hockey, went to policy, and then went to Canadian cultural things, and then life goals. Alright, let's see here. I'm wondering if that's a hint in that photo, because it has an eye that seems to be dropping a tear near a headless statue. Where is that location, though? That looks like the church, right? Maybe there's a crying emoji I should do there. Crying emote, not emoji. Let me make sure my audio is good as well. Crying emote, not emoji. It's weird. Tonight the audio has been perfectly fine other than, you know, the volume issue Khaleesi mentioned. I don't think there's been any issues with me cutting out because someone would have mentioned it. And I haven't had to, like, unplug and replug in this at all. When like other streams, it's like every 5 or so minutes I have to unplug and replug in my headset because of microphone issues. And it's a thing that, you know, it was a motivator for the PC as well. I have a pretty good audio interface and microphone that would be more convenient to use with the PC. It's a pain in the ass to use with the PS4. Alright, bitch. I have tons of ergo to use. 50 times 3, or 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 3 is 15. And then add 3 zeros, that's 15,000 souls. That's pretty good. I don't even know if that's the correct math for that. 50 times 300. Somebody can tell me in the chat. Be like, no, you're freaking retarded. I know that this is going to be 18,000. Let's do 6,000 there.
The bosses work hard.
Purchase. Cluster grenades. 14. 11 and 3. So 3 goes in my inventory. There's 11 in my storage. I had 1. Okay, so it's 4 each time. And then there's 11. So 8. I'll be shy of like 3 attempts. Just shy of 3 attempts at this boss. Hopefully it won't take 3. But if it does, I have more ergo to spend. My math is not sharp, so I wouldn't trust any of the math I just said. I used to be able to just do math off the top of my head like nobody's business. Back when I was working for Lowe's, I was doing data entry for a year. And when we were doing the streams during that time, it was silly how quick I could do math. Like, people would ask me, like there was a lot of things there I had to do math. I don't know what happened to the games I play. I guess I don't have to do math anymore. It's pretty rare, but like I would be like, oh, that's this. Because it's like I had already figured it out in my head, or I'd already seen that those exact same numbers that I needed to add or subtract or whatever that day, because I was doing so much math all day. I'm glad that I did that job, because I still kind of have, you know, that's when I was investing as well, because I had all this time to research investing, because I was working from home, that I would like research it while doing my data entry. And I also was making the money to put aside into investing that, you know, I still have in the market to this day. I'm very grateful for that job, and it wasn't the hardest job in the world. It was just not fulfilling. But I'm lucky to have done it. That's one thing also with this year is now that I know what I want to do with my life and have a direction that I'm heading down, I'm planning on, you know, drawing from my investments to fund my future, and then using my work this year, because this is the first year where I know what I'm going to be doing for work this year, you know, is that I can afford to kind of take a loan for myself to fund the PC and, you know, photography stuff. And it be fiscally responsible. Which is very nice, you know. Like, I don't give financial advice, of course. But it is wise to invest your money. That's not, I don't think that's controversial advice that would get me in trouble. It's just I'm not going to tell you what to invest in or how to invest or anything like that. But it's wise to learn that, and if you don't know what to do, you know, it's good to get a financial advisor or an investor to manage things for you. That's what they're there for. You just have to then you have to use other forms of intuition and skill sets to find one that you trust. Oh, come on. That was a grab attack. I've never seen him do a grab attack either. Makes sense, you know, he has his big claws up there, but come on. I really want to get him staggered before my Spectre dies. Dude, I can't land a perfect guard on this creature to save my life. Shit, dude. He's gonna kill me again because of the decay. And my guy won't do a power attack for some reason. I was holding down the power attack and he didn't start. So with this weapon, I have to wait for it to start doing the, like, rapid thing. And it's quicker than actually, like, trying to do a power attack with the other weapon. Like, get that started and then I can do the fully charged attack after it's started. And then this one, and then that second hit is the one that registers as the fully charged hit. I have to spend some gold coin fruit now. And hey, we're out of that, but out of this throwable, but that's okay. We gotta switch to thermite anyway. I was just kind of using it because I had it. Fire canister. I don't know how many of those I have. Oh wait, and I think, yeah, it just drops it in front of me. That might be useful because there's a lot of points where he's in my face. Let's head back to the hotel. Here, 1 second. The cat Sketchy wanted to go outside. Sorry, Sketchy jumped up on the couch behind me and scared the crap out of me. I'll put her outside when she's ready. Here, I'll walk her out. She seems... Sketchy really likes me. Come on, Sketch. Let's go. Good girl. Here you go. You can go outside. You can go out into the cold night.
Go.
Good little kitty cat. Alright.
You gonna shut the door?
She's looking right back in. Good night, Ma. My cat Sketchy will wake up my mom. She likes to sleep in my mom's room. She'll wake her up to go outside. And Sketchy, I don't think, was expecting me to be down here. She wanted to hang out with me for like a second to get pet and then go out. And of course my mom's trying to go back to bed.
At the house of any.
Oh yeah, the cryptic vessel. That's what we're here for. And the fruit.
What I mean, try it. You're welcome.
Yeah, let's decipher it. Alright, old shack in the Tomb Slums in Mountain District. I remember that. See, the thing is with that, is I thought that the plot twist or whatever with the fella who's doing the riddles, I thought that that would be the guy who, traps you in there. It's like, what? I don't know what the deal with that guy is. He, like, has a statement, you know, that he says is his deal, but the deal with that guy is something else, because nobody works for the fucking Riddler guy, right? He killed everybody. He likes to kill humans. Weapon durability, recovery speed. That might be helpful. Legion consumption in a crisis. Upon reviving. I don't know what that means. Charge Fable upon reviving. I guess, here, we'll get that and we'll see what it does. It sounds neat. And like, when do I revive? But it could be that all of my Fable just comes back. Which would be nice, because then I could start leaving my souls in the boss arena. And then when I'm out of, like, the weapon art charge, then I can pick it up to refill my thing. I don't know what it's called. It's like my magic bar or whatever. Here, Sketchy. Make me want to come back. Sometimes she likes to go out and then she'll just like sniff around and then come right back in, especially when it's cold out like it is tonight. Sketching a call. Yep, she's gone. She's a good little kitty cat. She's got a nest right in front of the house. It's really sweet. She'll like lay in it if she's actually cold and ready to come in. She's taken the straw and kind of built up her own little nest. She'll like lay in it if she's actually... Alrighty. It's exciting. I kind of hate that we're needing to travel back and forth. Did I even buy the stuff with the gold coin fruit? I'm retarded. I have to get the healing shit for my guy. And also the load screen takes forever. I don't know why it takes so long, because it doesn't take the same length every time. It's weird. Sometimes it's kind of quick, sometimes it's just not. When we're fast traveling back and forth to the same places. Oh my gosh. I didn't even buy anything with the gold coin fruit. I need to get that, buy it, come back. So many things that distract me in this game. There's too much to manage. You have to have like a PhD to understand this game and every mechanic. Let's see here. I'm in a hockey chat as well, and this guy's from Latvia. And he says that he hasn't had any hockey teams to root for since the KHL got shot down in his homeland, which is like the Russian hockey league. And I don't know what Dynamo is, but he says that got disbanded, so he doesn't have a local team to root for. I don't even know why I shared that with you. Here. I just have to be like geeking out about the hurricanes. Alrighty. Now we will go to the gold coin fruit tree, gentlemen. Lost Flower Garden. I gotta buy up stuff with the gold coin fruit. And what does he want? This one. 6 of them. Okay, that gives us 6 or no, that gives us 3 attempts because I used 2 at a time. Hey, I remember hearing that I had 3 attempts before. I wonder when that was. We're gonna save all of our fire stuff for the second phase with that douchebag. And when Spectre's distracting him is when I'm gonna drop this fire cell. We're gonna go ham on the items this time. Okay, is there anything I'm forgetting? Let's just check with this guy's shop. Because I think he does have some throwables available. I should equip a Legion magazine, actually. Let's actually do that. Right here. I'm worried it's going to mess up my item order, but... fuck it. The Falconize is really good. If I could have 3 arms equipped, then I'd have the fire arm equipped as well. But I can't. And I would use the firearm in a pinch. I wish that the cannon and the shield with their explosive damage, that they would include fire damage in that. Because, you know, there's fire and there's explosions. Alright, let me check here. Hey, I got an email. What should I feed my chickens in winter? I don't know. I didn't even know I had chickens. Thanks, email. I guess I need to click that and buy whatever it's selling me. Oh, are we at 3 hours yet? Let me check. 3 hours ago, baby. 3 hours, 17 minutes. You know, I'm gonna just take the liberty of plugging the donation link again. If you guys would like to help support the channel and our adventures into the wonderful world of PC gaming. We're not on the PC, we're stuck on the PS4 still, but we will be on PC soon. There's a donation link in the chat and description. Any amount helps. All support is greatly appreciated. Alright, let's continue. I think I already have the Spectre put up. No, I do not. Okay. Ah, and our boss, Ergo, actually does. Our Ergo doesn't stay in the boss arena. There goes that strategy. It's a good strategy, though. Leaving your Ergo in the boss arena to refill your meter when you come back. Come on, bitch. There, he's focused on our homie. Let's use this opportunity to fire away. Switch to the Aegis because it's more friendly to the amount of Legion we have. Shit, dude, I can't land perfect guard on this guy to save my life. I've said it. I'm repeating my lines. We've fought him so many times I've run out of things I'm cycling through. I just got my guard up. I really wanted to be on his back, but freaking Spectre had to go to the same side as me. There we go. Get him! Oh my gosh. Dude, if he killed me there, I would have been so upset with that little sliver of health he had. Sheesh. Fucking crap, dude. That pisses me off kind of. Because I couldn't do anything to avoid him there. I dodged and I ducked and I dipped and I dived. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, I just did something. I pushed a button. Alright, I'm back. Hopefully you can hear me. Alright, there we go. Mute that. Now I can't hear myself, but you can hear me, which is the ideal. We're back to fighting this average Comic-Con enjoyer slash anime watcher slash I don't know, Reddit mod. If you haven't seen this boss yet, when you do, you'll know what I mean. Let's actually switch to the halberd. I wonder if that's a move I can even perfect guard. There we go. Now we're talking. I'll let him get his hits in. The fact that I did all that and I've even charged one of my ability weapon art things is pretty hilarious, actually. Ooh, I'm so lucky we staggered him there. He would have actually killed me with that combo. Past that. Let's open this up with a volley of the Legion arm. Ah. We're doing pretty okay now. Perfect guard that shit. Better wipe my stamina clean. Damn. Shit, I want to use that one. See what I mean when I said I was gonna... There we go. Gotta be real careful here. Come on. Let's not be shy about using that. Ah. Oof, fucking shit. Here's a silly phase. Oh my god. This part where he's gonna kill me again. I'm scared. Oh boy, we got him. Oh my gosh. Oof. Golden ergo.
Finally, the last hero weapon is in my hands.
Fuck you, Alidoro. You were no help.
Do it? I had a feeling I got what I wanted thanks to you. I knew where it was, but you have my thanks. See you at the hotel. Thank you for your... Let's go back to the hotel.
Back to the hotel, my asshole. That Alidoro's a phony. We're doing pretty good with this leveling here. If I can get advanced to 30, and then we can start using some advanced weapons. Could be a long shot, but hey man. It's a possibility. We've leveled it from like, what, 7 to 18 tonight. We're almost done with the stream here. If you've been here so long, thank you so much. Thank you for sticking with this stream. It's been a long one, but I feel like it's been decently entertaining and, you know, at least just good background noise. And if you're here, then thank you. Or if you watched it after the stream's up and you've enjoyed it, thank you. Okay, we're almost done here. We're just gonna go turn in shit. I'll go to... probably won't even go to solve that puzzle. We're just cutting it close. I mean, the stream's been longer than I wanted it to be anyway. Benini. Okay, and then that young lady. The old young lady.
No! Can it be? It can! Are you hurt anywhere? Now,
I don't even know what I gave him.
Return the surprise. The golden ergo is the purest form of power you can use, and you see, just after all. I just, in a way.
Let me see, what can I even use the golden lead acid battery for? Oh, I think we use it to power something. It looks like these disruption cartridge, doesn't it?
Come here, child. This is my first chance to get a proper look at you. It's a shame my illness can't.
I look like an old dog.
Such a handsome gentleman. Oh, to be young again. You are responsible for this miracle. You have no idea how much it means to me. I have to stay seated as I feel a little lightheaded, but I feel the vigor I thought I'd lost forever.
Nice.
If Krat ever holds a proper ball again, I hope you'll ask me for a dance.
There we go. Here's the part where we play piano. That's the part where you get a copyright strike, so.
I heard what happened at the exhibition. How frightful. It's no wonder you're trying to track down. I'll tell you one thing. Many secrets are buried in the city of beneath us. There is a passage connected to an underground base of the until the petrification disease, the hotel worked hand in hand with the alchemists. But everything changed when Simon became their leader. Oh, I thought the survivors. The passageways to the underground base are locked from their side. We can't get through unless they open.
Oh, so that's how they get in.
The underground base is the only way to embark.
I thought that it was a secret door we had access to from our side.
I found the last treasure thanks to you. It'll always remind me of the rascal who stole it, then fell into the nest. I tried to let the punishment fit the crime, I say. And in a twist of fate, you must become the weapon's true owner.
Okay, thank you.
A great weapon calls for a great warrior. Oh dear. What is it? A great weapon.
All right. Trying to get all the amulets this time. I already have that sword. We're gonna try to use only the boss amulets next NG plus run. In fact, I don't even need one of the ones I have equipped right now. But I have so many of them. Let's see. Wait, what? Upon a successful attack. All Legion arms abilities plus tier 1. I'm just reading what these do. Enable dodging even with low stamina. That one's pretty good. Let's see. Information, memories, first parade. Ah, it's actually a pretty decent one. Inflicted on humans. Resistance of shock break. Increases weight limit. No, yeah, that's how you're gonna actually get rid of my stuff. Reduce damage from falling is kind of handy for some locations. Technique plus 6, technique plus 4, motivity plus 4. This increases stamina recovery speed. That one could be pretty handy. Oh, increase max amount of HP, stamina, and Legion. How about that one? Increase ergo, acquisition when killing enemies. Oh, I can only equip one of those at a time. Oh, I can only have one of these equipped. That increases my HP. Restores HP continuously. So I can't have the oh, I already have that one equipped. I see. So they're just showing ones that I have equipped in another slot. I don't know how much this will increase my Legion by, but that's actually a significant amount of Legion right there. Oh, and I'm heavy, okay. That one. I'll tell you one thing, I'm not willing to give him up, though. Increase max. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this one for... Alright. It's on me for using such a heavy build. The difference in the Legion increase is pretty high. Holy shit, look how much smaller it is now than it was. Okay, who else needs to talk to me? This guy wants to talk to me now, okay. Hugo. That's alright. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. I'll be streaming tomorrow night, most likely. And if you enjoyed tonight and would like to help support me again, donation link in chat and description. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.